Hi, I'm Amy.
And I'm Whitney. And welcome to the Planner Suite.
And try that again. Hi, I'm Amy.
And I'm Whitney. And welcome to the Planner Suite.
Well, this week we are going to be talking about wedding parties, bridesmaids, groomsmen, bridesmen, groomswomen. We're going to be talking about all of them.
This is going to get messy, y'all.
It is.
But we said we're giving y'all the real deal.
Yeah. We are giving you the real deal. And we're going to start this week off based off of an article that we read this week about... It was a bridesmaid said that she was going in debt being a part of this wedding party, basically. What did she spend, like $15,000?
It was like $15,000.
That's a down payment on a house.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of money to be a bridesmaid.
Like a smaller house, you know?
I just feel like if somebody had came to me with those prices, I would have said, I love you, but I cannot commit to that.
I think the issue is no one's coming with prices. You know, or they think they're coming with prices. They're coming with expectations. And then they're coming with things that they I hate going back to this. They may have seen on Instagram. I'm not going to say the T word today. They're coming on things they may have seen on Instagram. TikTok. And and they want the vibes. Yeah. You know, they want the vibes. And then they kind of go from there. But the reality of it is they don't know what these people are doing to make these things happen.
But we didn't even finish telling the story.
Oh yeah,
because the story makes it so much worse. Okay. So she spent $15,000, and the couple they got divorced within a year. So because of that, we want to talk about that today because Amy and I always talk about this. We send each other TikToks and Instagram posts and articles all the time, and I sent that to her, and I sent the eyes. Y'all know the emoji with the squiggly round eyes. I sent that because one, like I said, that price is insane to me. And then to spend that much and the wedding not last a year.
I'm not going to lie. I'm in a wedding now, and I believe I'm probably spending that much money. But I know the bride. I know who she is. And when accepting that I was going to be part of the wedding party, I accepted the responsibilities of what that meant. And my friend is not just a regular friend. I mean, when she vacations. I know her well enough to know I can't take her to Atlantic City. I can't take her to Miami or Las Vegas. We're going to Paris. We're going to Paris.
It's like you couldn't even go to Tulum.
Yeah, we can't go to Tulum. But if we go to Tulum, we're in Tulum on a yacht. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like we are doing it up. And that's the thing. I think that we need to start to set expectations to what we want these things to be. And I also think that bachelorette parties and bachelor parties aren't what they used to be in the past. Like bottle service is $2,000-$3,000.
But before we even get into that, let's talk about choosing your bridal party.
Yeah.
Like what considerations should you take? Like what should you be thinking when it comes to choosing your bridal party? Because we know that a lot of newly engaged fiancés are listening to this. You're preparing to choose your bridal party. You know, you're probably going through your friends, that girl that you were friends with in elementary school, your college friends, your work friends. How do you choose people? And I'm asking Amy because she's been married. Amy had 2 weddings, by the way.
We're a
large bridal party.
Yeah, very large.
How you pick them girls?
So I'm just gonna put a plug is that I'm from Ghana, so it's natural for us that in our traditional wedding to have big wedding parties. But what I'm gonna say about this is my one thing that when choosing my bridal party is if you've ever said anything negative about myself or my husband Nathan, or when we had like a rough patch or we broke up or something and you were not in the corner and you were saying negative things and dogging him, I didn't want you to be in my wedding party. Because how am I going to have you stand by me, like next to me, and you didn't even support me through a rough patch?
That's tough though, because like what if like y'all having a rough patch and you dogging him and
I'm
your friend
and you mind your business? Because if it was like, no, but really, okay, this is for the married people. You keep your relationship to yourselves, because people are going to say things and then you get all of the different feedback and you may not even really want that. So I think that's important. I do think people who've stood by you for a really long time, I do want to speak on this. Just because you were in their wedding does not mean they need to be in your wedding.
Say it again, a little bit louder.
Just because you were in their wedding does not mean they have to be in your wedding. So don't go ahead and put her in there or him in there because you feel that way. I think that's really, really important. But that was a big thing for me. I don't know about you. When you're picking, how are you going to pick?
I already have my bridesmaids.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Anybody who knows
red flag. Hold on. That's a red flag. That's a red flag.
Okay. Let's keep it real. Anybody who knows me knows that my whole wedding is planned in a Google Doc. Amy says it's a major red flag.
It is.
I feel like if a bride were to come to me with that. Oh, see, even Siri said it's a red flag. Even Siri said it's a red flag. But I am very type A, and while I'm open to things, I do have it in a Google. I can only be me. Y'all. I got the Google Doc. Everything's in there. But I have my bridesmaids picked out. But anybody who knows me knows that I have a core group of friends. I have a core group of friends. They are good to me. They love on me. And those are the people who I want beside me. We've been through it. They've seen the bad relationships and they gonna see the good one too. And those are the people who I need beside me. So yeah.
I respect it. Like, if you know your people, you know your people. And I'm going to say good wedding parties go a really long way outside of like your bridal shower, your bachelorette, your bachelor party. I mean, day of, just as wedding planners, like having a great wedding party goes so far. Like,
and I'll speak on that too, because we've seen wedding parties a lot. And, you know, you talked about who I would have in my wedding party. It's a few people, like, I talk about this with my mom, and she's like, oh, you wouldn't have so-and-so in your wedding? And for me, it's like, no, because, like, they're a good friend. But I also know what I'm going to need from my bridal party. I know what I'm going to expect. So it's like, realistically, I know you can't do that for me. So while I love you, we're going to be lit on the dance floor together. You cannot stand beside me. No. Because you're going to let me down. No, and that's going to ruin our friendship.
And I see that a lot happening. I see like a lot of, and I guess the reason why we're talking more towards the bridesmaids is because we see a lot of more tussle with the bridesmaids, a lot more than the groomsmen. Not going to lie, groomsmen have problems too, and we will get there. But I think being able to accept that, like, you're not going to be able to give me what I need, or you've already started your family and have 3 kids. You cannot fly to Mexico for 4 days. I think that's really important to be able to understand that.
Right.
And I'm going to just bring this up. I know this is a little far off, but if you have a certain wedding aesthetic that you want, you have to make sure your bridesmaids also fit that aesthetic. And it sounds crazy that I'm saying that. And I'm not just saying looks. If you need someone to do content for you, if you need someone that's going to do 700 TikToks, you need to make sure they have the personality for that. Like, and it's really crazy that I'm saying that, but this is the day and age that we are in with weddings. So a few things. If you are picking your bridesmaids, what are their responsibilities, right? So if you are hiring a planning staff like us, full or platinum planning, which are our top 2 tiers, then
that means you don't get this with partial, y'all.
Or a month of coordination. But we will reel that bridal party in. We will have a Zoom meeting with them and we'll say, hey, you guys, this is what you're supposed to do. This is what's expected. Have a nice little, Google PDF that has a picture of the dress, where to buy the dress,
the colors,
shoes, the jewelry, all the things, where you need to stay. It's beautiful, right? But with that being said, I think it's important that you set the expectations of what you want your bridal party to also do. Do for you a budget, how much it's going to cost, set it from the beginning. Present it to them and allow them the opportunity. The thing about these bridesmaids proposals, you're proposing to them, but are you even giving them an opportunity to say yes or no?
And you're not giving them any information.
Right.
You're giving them perfume, a water bottle, a t-shirt. You not giving them any responsibilities.
The perfume is good though.
Okay, but what does that tell you about what you...
Wait, the champagne bottle. Don't forget the champagne
in
bottle.
the champagne bottle. But is that telling them how much you're going to have to spend? Is that telling them the date? Is it telling them... Y'all, I have seen bridesmaids proposal boxes where it doesn't even have the date and the color in there. It's just vibes. Right. It's just vibes. There's no date. There's no color. There's no cost. There's no location. You have to consider all that. I would not want my friend who lives in Cali to be my bridesmaid that's happening here in a wedding that's happening here in Virginia. That's too much of a commitment for her. Like, I would be expecting her to do things and she can't, because she got to work and she got 2 kids and she lives in Cali. Okay, the mic is like, speak on that, Amy. Okay. Speak on that, Amy.
Well, no, I agree with that. And if you have a friend that is in that scenario, ask them before.
Yeah.
Like, just ask them before, like, hey, is this something you can commit to, and things like that. But yeah, another thing too, I'm going to just drop in there. Like, if you have expectations on like hair color, you know, cutting
style,
their hair, dreads, things like that, bring that up too, because that's important. Like, that's a sensitive topic when you want everyone to have a 30-inch bust down and they can't give you a 30-inch bust down with their dread.
Or a ponytail. You know, the girls love a ponytail.
They do.
A sleek ponytail. I love a sleek ponytail, but the girls love a sleek ponytail. But people with locks and natural hair cannot always do that.
Right.
As a natural girl, I know a lot of natural girls who are against straightening their hair. Yeah. So absolutely. You need to have these conversations.
So, Whitney, who's paying for hair and makeup? Like, what? Y'all gonna get mad at us for this, but we're gonna talk about it because I have an opinion. Who pays for hair and makeup?
Thoughts.
Yeah, tell us.
I have thoughts. Y'all, Amy and I talk about this all the time. I have thoughts.
Yeah.
We talk about this all the time because we see it so much.
Mm-hmm. And I need the hairstylist and makeup artist. I need you to comment
Please.
And tap in. I need y'all to tap into this. Whitney, I'm going to let you speak, and then I'm going to give you my
I got to lead. The wedding warrior is about to come after me.
You know who's going to come after me? The bridesmaid who said they do their own makeup and is texting me asking the makeup artist if they could add one more person in.
Y'all that is the real. Worst people. The worst people.
That is real.
But when it comes to hair and makeup, so the bride. Mm-hmm. That's all I got is the bride. I could go on and on, but the bride needs to be paying for hair and makeup. If you have a certain look that you want your people to have, you need to pay for it. You are inviting them to be a part of your special day. You are asking them, and you're choosing the makeup artist and the hairstylist.
I agree with that. And I find in a lot of weddings that if the bride pays for if the bride is not paying for the makeup, I am finding that the bridesmaids, that they are trying to pick their look. Mm-hmm. So I've had brides pick more dramatic looks than the bride because they are like essentially paying for it. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, like I want a crease cut, glitter eye. And I'm like, that's more than the bride is getting. You can't do that. But when you are the bride and you are paying for hair and makeup, you're able to dictate the schedule with your planning team, dictate what the look is for your bridal party, what it should look like. And then you don't have any issues. And hair. Yeah. Then you don't have any issues on the day of the wedding. Like, I'm not getting my makeup done. Or I have a hair. The best thing is I have a hair appointment 8 a.m. the day of the wedding. What?
With who?
Where? It throws as
and what are you getting done?
As wedding planners, it's like
the panic that sets in. Cause what you about to come with? What you about to walk in there with?
I'm not even worried about that. I'm worried about my itinerary. I'm like, because one bridesmaid not being there can throw off the whole entire day. Mm-hmm. You know, if one person, when we build out our itineraries, and we'll talk about this on another meeting or another meeting. I'm really tapped in right now on another episode is itineraries. I want to know your friend. I want to know your bridesmaid that is going to turn up the night before. I want to know if if they're late.
Yes.
You know, I want to know those type of people so we can build it into your itinerary. If we know someone's going to be hungover or they're going to be late, we're going to pull them to the end of the itinerary and put somebody reliable in the beginning. Because in that situation, then we can kind of feel out the day and make sure we're not running behind for your wedding.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So we talked about
who should pay. Oh, you said the bride.
Yeah, I think the bride overall should pay for that. I think that the bridesmaid should be paying for the bridal shower. I think that's great. I think it's awesome if mom or their parents offer to pay, but I think the bridal party should split that, the decor and everything. I do think they should be paying for the bachelorette. If you guys decide you want to go to Bali, I think you need to pay for that flight. And pay for the bride to get there.
I feel a little indifferent about that.
You're paying for your own flight?
I would. Because unless they choose the trip for me.
I'm gonna tell a story about a wedding that I am in, and we chose the location and the bride didn't like it. She did not like it. And shout out to Black Travel Worldwide, because that's our wedding, our travel agent. And they went above and beyond to finding another location for us. But the bride, and I had to explain to the bride, I was like, you either here on a yacht or you're in a hostel in Paris. You know, it's one or the other, because we need to be consider everyone's budgets. But I think that's the bridal party's responsibility. If the bride can pay for hair and makeup, then being in the wedding, you're paying for dress, the bridal shower, the bachelorette, your shoes, your jewelry, and you there.
Now, what I'm seeing is a lot of bridesmaids are, they're like choosing the bachelorette trip. Now, if you're doing that for me, you need to pay, because you didn't give me a choice.
Okay.
Like, now, if I'm choosing the trip, which I will be, it's in my Google Doc, then I'm willing to pay, because I'm telling you where to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I like that rule.
Yeah.
So if you pick, you pay. You just pay for the flight, or you pay for like the whole shebang?
I'll pay for my half of the lodging.
Oh, I love that. Maybe I should call that bride back and tell her she can pick.
It's like, actually, you owe us a little bit.
No, I like that. And then if not, okay, so if you guys are picking now, I think that is a great idea of something you should do. I do want us, I know we spend a lot of time on the bridesmaids because that is a big topic, but let's talk about the groomsmen and some of the scenarios that we have with the groomsmen as well.
I'm trying to think, what have we had?
I mean,
we've worked so many weddings that sometimes, honestly, I forget the stories until somebody brings back a refresher.
I would say the groomsmen are just unserious. I just need you to book the tux when you're supposed to book the tux. Get the suit when you're supposed to get the suit.
Now, this was not a groomsman. This was a groom, y'all. Do you know the story I'm about to tell? I don't even know if I told you this story, because this was a wedding I worked by myself. The groom told me, yeah, you should be. The groom, not even a groomsman, told me that he had reserved his tux. I was at work.
Oh, I remember this because Whitney, you reached out to me.
I was stressed out. I was stressed. So I was at work, y'all. I was a teacher at the time. So I'm in a room of 20 kindergartners, right? He's like, can you call me? I said, no, I'm at work. He calls me, even though I said, no, I'm at work. And I like answer. I'm like, hey, I just texted you and told you like I'm at work. He's like, I got a problem. He was like, remember I told you I ordered my tux? He was like, I didn't. And they discontinued it. So he had like this custom tux, like it was a chocolate brown color, and the inside was like a certain thing. Y'all, they discontinued it. So I'm scrambling, making sure like he can get a tux. Y'all, this went on for so long. Like he was so stressed. He was like, my bride is about to kill me. Like he didn't get that style tux. He didn't get that style or color. He matched the groomsman.
I was just thinking about, because I posted a video. And he wasn't in that.
He had to match the groomsman because he was not honest with me.
Oh. A lot of the groomsmen are. I don't know what it is about that, but like they just wait. I think it's something men that naturally do that.
Yeah.
Or I love it. They don't have the right socks. They don't have the right color shirt. I can't tell you how many times we've gone to Men's Warehouse. They don't bring stuff. They don't bring things. And I don't know what could help anymore in those situations
than a checklist that we already give them.
Yeah, a checklist and stuff.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing about the groomsmen is either they're hungover, they get drunk early. They get drunk really early.
Do you remember that wedding? Can we talk about this on the podcast? Can we talk about drugs? Can we talk about drugs? Can we talk about drugs?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you remember that wedding where they played basketball and the groom did an edible and everybody was high?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I don't actually, this happens a lot.
Please say no to drugs.
I don't think this is the wedding that we're, I don't know if you were at this wedding, but we had to I had to put out a message we need an IV company in DC to come. I think that's our issue with groomsmen.
That is the issue with groomsmen. You all think you're invincible and you're not. Yeah. Why are you drinking this much before the wedding? You had 364 other days to do this and you choose the night before the wedding.
Right.
Why?
We just asked that I don't really have guys don't have as many issues as the bridesmaids and stuff. I will say that, but
it's just they're reckless.
Yeah, I would just pick the guys that support you to just have a good time and be where you need to be. And actually what does annoy me about the groomsmen? There's always one super groomsman that takes his job really, really seriously.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Please have 2 serious groomsmen.
Yeah. But the super groomsmen, I get it, but they tried to plan me. I be planning, and they'd be like, well, we need to do this, so we need to do this. And I'm like, I know.
One thing I do wish about the groomsmen, though, is that I wish they did more for the groom.
Yeah. Some of them are I didn't get a bachelor party.
Yeah.
They don't get a bridal shower. They just go out the night before.
I hate that. Yeah.
I hate the night before. Go to Vegas. Go to Miami. Go to New York.
Yeah,
go
take a
Philadelphia.
Trip. Take a trip.
Yeah, go do something because the night before is just a nightmare. Don't do that.
DPMO. Y'all know what that stands for?
Actually, no.
Don't piss me off.
That's Whitney's vocabulary.
Don't go out the night before. Don't piss me off. Yeah. Please take a trip. Take a trip.
I think on the groomsmen checklist, just buy the liquor you need and get the chasers. Because it's really hard to get chasers in a city and at a hotel. I think, how much did you spend for Pepsi that one day at the hotel for the groomsmen?
Remember? Yes.
It was $50 worth of Pepsi. What are those?
And meanwhile, I couldn't even get cans. I had to get it poured in cups, remember? So I was taking 50 cups up to...
Those are the basics. Those are the basics.
Yeah.
So to reel this in, I'm just going to say that I want you guys, when you guys are picking your bridal party, to pick about people who support you, support your relationship, but are also going to be there for you. So if you have certain tasks for those individuals, make sure that you have a content person. Make sure you have someone that can get you in your dress, that if you're not getting that full service makeup artist that can touch up your makeup, touch up your hair, all of those things are all really important. But then also on top of that, just making sure that they know what expectations you have for your day, right, and that you are letting them know those expectations up front. We have stories today for days.
We could go on and on.
And on and on. But at the end of the day, I think that our couples' days are better when they choose the right people to be beside them and they have completely drama-free.
Yes. And I will say it is so great meeting the people that support you all and, that stand beside y'all. And hopefully we get the chance to meet the people that stand beside y'all. So remember to book us, follow us at Amy Cynthia Events, book your consultations, chat with us. And as always, meet us right back here
at the Planner Suite.